The Garden Within. Sylvan and Dustin were neighbors who lived in the same village, under the same wide sky. But inside their heads, they lived in two very different worlds. Everyone has a secret garden in their mind where thoughts are seeds. What you plant and nurture determines the world you see and the person you become. One Saturday, they planned to fly their kites at the high ridge. Just as they stepped outside, the sky turned a heavy, bruised purple, and a cold rain began to pour. The festival was canceled. The same rain fell on both boys, but the seeds they chose to plant in that moment were not the same. "This always happens to me," Dustin muttered, dropping his kite into the mud. "The whole day is ruined, and everything is a waste." In the soil of his mind, a sharp, thorny seed took root. It began to grow into a tangled vine of bitterness that prickled at his spirit and clouded his eyes. Sylvan watched the rain wash the dust from the summer leaves. "The trees must be so thirsty," he thought. "And now I have time to fix that loose string on my kite." A bright, golden seed sprouted in his mind, growing into a sturdy, leafy branch of patience that made his heart feel light. All afternoon, Dustin's thoughts fed his thorns. He thought about how unfair the weather was and how bored he felt. The more he grumbled, the thicker and darker the vines grew. Soon, the thorns were so high he could hardly see the beauty of the raindrops racing down the glass. Sylvan spent his afternoon reading a book about the wind and the stars. He thought about how lucky he was to have a dry house and a warm chair. His inner garden bloomed with soft moss and bright flowers. Every thankful thought added a new petal to the vibrant world inside him. The next morning, the sun returned. Sylvan and Dustin met to walk to the ridge, but the path was a river of thick, sticky mud. It was the exact same obstacle for both boys, but their inner gardens made the path look completely different to each of them. Dustin saw the mud and saw failure. "I'll just get dirty and slip," he sighed. The thorns in his mind wrapped around his ankles like heavy chains, making him feel too tired to try. He sat down on a dry rock, trapped by the garden he had grown the day before. Sylvan saw the mud and saw a puzzle to be solved. He noticed a line of large, flat stones half buried in the earth. "If I jump from there to there, I'll stay dry," he cheered. The flowers in his mind gave him the balance and energy to leap across the mess. Sylvan reached the top of the ridge and felt the wind lift his kite high into the blue. He realized that while he couldn't control the rain, he could always control his thoughts. Dustin eventually joined him, seeing Sylvan's joy. "Our minds are the gardens we live in," Sylvan said. "What you think today is what you become tomorrow."